You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye.
Hello, my pleasure coming your way in this special edition of You and Your Health. I remain your friend, Dr. Richard Okoye, the president of Doctors Save a Life Foundation, a non-governmental organization with a clear vision of giving total health to the people of Africa through the power of knowledge. We are on a mission, and that mission is that by the year 2025, Nigerian life expectancy you know today being 55 years will be translated to 70 years by 2025. You may ask me, how could that be possible? And that's what the power of knowledge is going to do, a wonderful transformation, revolutionization of our healthcare system through the power of knowledge. I'm here today to share a very, very vital information that will not just only help you, but help your loved ones, help your friends that may have diabetes right now in the midst of COVID. What are the dangers they stand to face? And if there be any danger, is there a way you could be able to help them out of it? You can. But the only thing you can do as I'm talking to you right now is you being in position to acquire the knowledge. Very simple thing I'm to share with you. Everyone talks about diabetes. It's a sugar problem. Don't take sugar so that you will not get diabetes. I'm here to reveal something very, very deep to you, that diabetes is not a sugar-related problem. Diabetes is not sugar problem, not at all. I know you will be so surprised. I want to, at this very juncture, pick your phone, call your friends, your loved ones, just to hook onto this very program right now. What you may make them to know today will be far more than the drugs or treatment or the money you may send to manage complications following the same. I want you to do it. I'll be right back for us to digest the subject of diabetes, diabetic patients fighting for their lives in the midst of COVID-19. Is there any way we can rescue them from already existing danger? Stay tuned. I'll be right back as we talk about that. Ignorance is the mother of personal destruction, a voluntary misfortune, and it is worse when you are ignorant of your ignorance. Coronavirus has been able to let us know that if you lose money, you lose something. But if you lose your health, you lose everything. Hear this. You don't need things to enjoy life. You need life to enjoy things. Give your health professional attention.
You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye.
Welcome back. You are still on You and Your Health, a program sponsored by Doctors Save a Life Foundation. I remain your friend, Dr. Richard Okoye, and today we're going to discuss this very subject, diabetes. Hear me? You may not have the problem, but at least count 3 of your friends. They may, or their relatives. You can be the first doctor to be in position to help them out through the knowledge you will get today. You know what? I made a statement that Dr. Richard Okoye is saying diabetes is not a sugar-related problem. Yes, that's why I'm here, to unmask that generational disability in the lives of our people. Regrettably, statistics have shown, by reason of demographic study of COVID pandemic, that more people that have died following COVID, there are more of the elderly and also more of people that may have comorbidity. When they say comorbidity, meaning that they may have other problems, mainly diabetes, heart diseases, lungs-related problems, and other metabolic problems, or something that can cause immunosuppression, that is, reduction of the person's immunity. And diabetes, as it were, happen to be a primary factor when it has to do with some of these things that have made people to become victims of COVID. Now, let's look at this very subject. What is diabetes? It will interest you to know. Do you know the origin of diabetes? Diabetes is actually a Latin word meaning excess urination. So it came to a point where they observed that some persons, they were urinating more frequently. And something happened in addition to the urination, that when they were observing where they used to urinate, of course, because that time they used to urinate in the open. And when they urinated, ants started clustering around their urine. And they couldn't understand why ants that eat sugar could also be around somebody's urine. And that made them, in one occasion, to urinate and then touch the urine and just realize that the urine is also tasting, the urine is sugary. The taste is just like sugar. So what could have been responsible for a man urinating frequently and his own urine is also tasting exactly like sugar? Like you can take glucose or you take something like sweet. How? And that's how the name diabetes, meaning excessive urination, and also mellitus, the one you know, because there are other types of diabetes. Diabetes mellitus and also diabetes insipidus. The insipidus is the one that the urine does not have any sugar in it, all right? And it's caused, that one is called by a different hormone called antidiuretic hormone, not the subject for today. But the one that is of a concern to us is the one that is called diabetes mellitus. This mellitus came from the fact that when they tested that particular urine, it was tasting sugar. It was like honey. So that honey in Latin is mellitus. So they now call it excessive urination of sugar or honey. They call it diabetes mellitus. You get where that name came from? So that was a layman interpretation of that disease. And that's why he acquired that particular name, diabetes mellitus or diabetes. There are three classical P's. Classical symptoms of diabetes, classical, in the sense that these are usually the common presentation. Other things could be described as complication, which we also talk about here. The number one is that you have three P's, which medical doctors will call polyuria. Polyuria means excessive urination. Of course, you know, diabetic people urinate one. Second one is also polyphagia. The polyphagia is excessive eating. All right, even when the quality of the food the person is eating is not being reflected in the body. All right, the next one also is called polydipsia. Polydipsia is that this very person always feel thirsty and you find the person drinking and drinking. Now, how can somebody just, he drinks excessively, he urinates excessively, he eats excessively, yet he's not getting fat in line with what he's eating? Is he find out that in all these three we have mentioned, we have not mentioned sugar in them. We've not mentioned sugar in them. What we are really referring to now is that you also bringing in water, excessive urination, excessive day. So what exactly is diabetes and what is the origin of that problem? Now I tell you. Diabetes is insulin problem. It is not sugar problem. It's insulin. There's a particular hormone called insulin in your body. That very insulin is produced from one organ in your behind your stomach that is called pancreas. And this very insulin is usually produced anytime you eat. However, there are occasions, genetically, that's why you see some people that diabetes run in their family. And that's why you need to know what I'm telling you now, to avoid whatever that happened to your parents not to happen to you. Because there's one adage my people say that if a child fail to ask and to know what killed his father will definitely kill him. And now, when you have this insulin problem, either the one they call type 1 diabetes, meaning that the person didn't have this insulin at all from the day one. That one is not as common as the one you see most of our people from the age of 40, 50, thereabout, depending on the genetic predisposition of such individual. But the one that is very common is called type 2 diabetes, which is as a result of relative insufficiency of insulin. Not that the pancreas doesn't produce insulin, but the fact is that the insulin produced is not enough for the cells of the body to take all the things they needed. I will be able to tell you a little more. Diabetes is not a problem of sugar. Listen to me. If I'm not diabetic, give me one packet of sugar, I will finish it and I will not be diabetic. If you're not diabetic, you take one packet of sugar, take whatever you want to take, you won't be diabetic. Then if that is true, where could this thing be coming from? An interesting thing you would like to know, isn't it? Now, I will be in position to explain this to you so that when you see somebody having diabetes, or you have, and you are having this experience, you will know why. You will know why most diabetic patients or male, they are having weak erection. You will know. I will explain it to you here.
Hello, I am Pastor Barrister Austin Nadi, the Country Director of Dr. Save a Life Foundation. I'm inviting you to join this life-changing and destiny-reforming foundation today.
Join Dr. Save a Life Foundation.
You can be part of it by calling those numbers that are running on your screen right now, or visit our website on www.drsavealife.org. Together, we can save a life.
You and Your Health with Dr. Richard Okoye.
Let me show you the digestive process and also how your cells of the body receive food. And you will understand that diabetes is not a sugar problem, but it is a problem coming from insulin. Have a look at this. If you see this very fellow, he has just eaten. When he eats, the food gets into the stomach, okay? It will be digested. But I want to show you something very unique that happens about this axis. When the food is carried into the stomach, that's the glucose coming, and then when this very food is digested, it goes into the bloodstream. This very blood carry the thing like food, just like it come into an estate, you begin to shout, pure water, akamunakara, okay? Buy bread, So these very vessels will now be like hawkers of this food around the whole organs of the body, the cells of the body, and you'll be shouting, glucose here, anybody needs, protein is here, anybody needs, pure water, akamunakara, anything, they will just be shouting what they carry, and they will be carrying it through here, you see. But these are the liver, these muscles, these adipose tissue, the fat, they all need these nutrients that will be passing based on what the man ate, okay? Now, what happened is that these very cells need to be open for the liver to get it, for the muscles to get it, for the adipose tissue to get it, and you know what? As long as they are being carried here, if nothing opens these cells to be able to enter here, there will be nothing. So, when you eat, the body will now stimulate the pancreas to be able to produce insulin, and insulin will now come and join them. I want you just to have a look at it. When this insulin comes and join them, now watch this. When insulin goes into the body, by its receptor, it will enter the cells and waken everybody. Open your mouth, food is coming, glucose is coming, water is coming. Everybody will open mouth, and the glucose will enter through the channel, water will enter, and all that. You get there? Now, very pretty thing you see here, isn't it? Think about it. What in a situation where the insulin is not there? When the insulin is not there, this mouth will be shut completely. So this person will carry food and pass. The cells will not receive. So when the vessels carry the water around, it doesn't have anybody to drink. He felt that everybody is okay. It will push it to the kidney, and the kidney will pour the whole thing. So the person will be urinating frequently. He is drinking. The body is thirsty, but the body is not getting it. So he has to pour it away. The sugar is needed by the body, but the body is not receiving it. The cells are not receiving it. Excess in the blood, it gets to the kidney. Kidney say, I don't need that also. It will pour it out. It will not have other food stuff. He say, no, my body don't need it. I will keep on. And that's why you will see a very fat diabetic person not controlling the diabetes. Over the time, you see the person, even when he's eating good food, all of a sudden the skin will no longer be as smooth as it's supposed to be. He start getting dehydration, and all of a sudden you see the man losing weight. There's no poison that is responsible for that problem. No demon is responsible. This is a process. The cells of your body, they are short. Insulin they need, and that is one of the things that help has been given medically that you can manage diabetes. Don't use the satanic deception. It's an attack. Somebody is responsible and all that, and you will stay there and lose your life and make your life miserable for nothing. Step out now and go and attend to that your health issue. It is not unto death. Something can still be done at this particular point in time. I do hope you're enjoying this. I do hope you appreciated this. I will be right back, and when I come back, we're going to discuss about what are the dangers, what are the complications of diabetes, and most importantly, in a time of this COVID, what is responsible for most of the deaths happening secondary to COVID infection happen to be among diabetic people and the immunocompromised. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. And when I come back, it will be bomb revelation. Stay tuned.
Health with Dr. Richard Okoye.
Welcome back. You are still on You and Your Health. I'm Dr. Richard Okoye, and today we are talking about diabetes, not a sugar problem. If you are just joining us, you have not missed anything, because at this very point in time, we are talking about diabetes in terms of the complication, and why is it that more diabetics die in a time of this very COVID season across the globe. Now, with this understanding of the insulin causing the cells of the body and their mouth to get open so that the food can go in, as you see here, okay, it can now give you understanding that in a situation where the insulin is not there or is inadequate, what will happen? The cells will become to dry up. And drying up of the cells will lead to the following things. Number one is that these diabetic people are most likely to have immunosuppression. Their immune system will drop, because what they are eating are not entering the cells. So you find that the ability to defend against infection like COVID, as you can see, a number of people suffered COVID, recovered. As it stands today, to the glory of God, we have over 9,000 people recover from COVID. However, what gave them that enablement is the state of their immunity, in addition to the professional assistance given to them by NCDC. So immunity is very key. And when you have diabetes as it's not controlled, you are most likely to have a reduced immunity, proning you to other infections, even apart from COVID. In addition to immunosuppression, the greatest challenge of diabetes among men is the issue of weak erection. Now, to help you understand why most of the diabetic men tend to have weak erection, you know why? For a man to be able to achieve erection, there's a particular nerve that is seated at the back, about the thoracolumbar vertebra, that is called parasympathetic nervous system. It is that very nerve at the back that triggers sexual stimulation. And on that very moment, it will send the information to the brain. The brain will now release a chemical messenger called cyclic guanosine monophosphate. It is this cyclic guanosine monophosphate that will make the blood vessels around the chambers of the penis to open up, and blood will rush there, and then the man will have erection. So what makes erection is the flow of the blood into it, and after ejaculation, following the release of phosphodiesterase, that particular blood will go back and the man will come down. All right. You look at the process. But the primary person to trigger is this very nerve. And when this very nerve is weak by reason of starvation, not being able to receive water and nutrient by reason of not being able to open the mouth on the lack of insulin, what will happen? The man will be in a new network zone. He may start with, if the, full bar, 4 bar. You see the man, he own, very funny man asks, he said, doctor, my own is my network, they come, they go, my network. So at that point, the network will be full bar, sometimes it will be 2 bar and all that. Funny enough, I asked one of my friends, how are you doing in that direction? He said, don't leave that matter. Why are you asking about the dead? Why are you asking for the dead among the living? That is one of the diabetes can make a man to be the dead among the living. So diabetes causes weak erection by reason of that. Diabetes also go further to dry most of the organs of the body. That's why the commonest cause of kidney failure in our environment is diabetes. The commonest cause of kidney failure is diabetes. What happened in that particular case is because the kidney cells are not receiving nourishment by reason of their mouth, you find out that the tendency of them over the time they will give up. You see the reason why you cannot be a diabetic person and just living the way you feel like living. No, my friend, no. You need to be in position to be followed up. That diabetes needs to be controlled. It is not a good thing for you to have diabetes or have any of the metabolic illnesses and stay on your own in a time like this. You need to get to the hospital, be properly evaluated. That's why I keep telling people, I said, when did you go for health check last? We're talking about Nigerian life expectancy being 55 years. We cannot afford on our own to be cutting our lives short. We all ride BB cars. Every 5,000 kilometers, you will rush and go and service it. You may not even see any sign in the dashboard. But your health, no room for service. You don't even know. That's why I made a statement and said, aging without going for health check is like driving a car without dashboard. You can imagine how you are riding your life. My friend, you are needed. Join us in this effort by taking care of your health. Nigerian life expectancy 55 years is somebody that is dying. We will not be part of it. And that's why this wisdom through the power of knowledge should help us to be in position to know when to put things right in our health, in the issue that has to do with our lives. So that's why at this very point in time, I encourage everyone, take care of your health. If you have a diabetic mom, a diabetic parent, please take care of them. Book a time where they will repeatedly be visiting the hospital, being checked. Let them not manage themselves. In one of the days in this program, I will tell you why most diabetic, hypertensive people die in this country. And when we know that, you will discover that come 2025, it is a reality that Nigerian life expectancy will be moved to 70 years minimum. We trust God that that will be done, but you will require the information, the knowledge you got today. Can't you use it and say someone? That is all. And I want to encourage everyone. This very program comes in this station every Monday by 9:30 a.m. in this station. It is no doubt is financially demanding, but I'm believing God that if we come together, sow this very seed for someone through the power of knowledge to live. I'm telling you honestly, posterity will not forget us. And that's why I want to appeal to everyone. If this program has been a blessing to you, we are not asking, please can you give us money? That is not why we are here. It can, in any station, even in this very station, you can call the account department to support this very program to remain on air. And I tell you, for saving one person, by reason of knowledge. I tell you, God will not forget this our labor of love. Thank you for being part of this very program and also being part of this movement. We share it by the year 2025. 2025, Nigerian life expectancy will be 70 years minimum. I will come again your way when we look at what are other things killing our people. Hypertension, stroke, heart attack. All that we will unmask those things and also show you the way of escape. Remain blessed. I remain your friend, Dr. Richard Okoye. See you again.